Hello, everyone. You're very welcome to Let's Talk with Esther Agbi. I am Esther Agbi, and today I have with me my son, David.
Hi, nice to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so today we have a very interesting topic once again. We're going to talk about celebrations of all kinds, right? Not just one particular celebrations. And I'm just asking the question: is it okay for anyone, especially Christians, to participate in celebrations? We know there are different types of celebrations. We have the birthdays, weddings and wedding anniversaries, childbirth, naming ceremonies, anniversary of life, lived, graduations, New Year celebrations, Christmas, Easter, and the Muslim also have their Eid al-Fitr, all different types of celebrations. So is it okay as a Christian to celebrate? Yeah. So what are your views?
In general, or
Yes, in general, all kinds of celebrations. Yeah.
Well, I think it's good to celebrate, and it acts as a way to, stop from the monotony of just your whole normal circumstances, right? You take a break to pause for the things you've done, have accomplished up to that point, and you recognize it by saying, "This is worthy of praise. This is worthy of honor," and you're usually trying to celebrate a virtue, something that was virtuous, whether it's attaining a certain status and knowledge, or in terms of a academic achievement or athletic achievement, let's say in the case of the Olympics where they give medals. So I think the celebration is good if it's done in the right way.
Okay, thank you for that contribution. Yeah, so I believe that people have reasons or purposes for celebrations. Some people may say that they want to mark the day, in terms of, this day I achieved a kind of milestone.
Yes.
So they want to mark it as a remembrance that something worth celebrating happened. And some other people will say that they want it as a record. These days the Facebook is now our diary. So people just throw in things there. Oh, yeah, we had this thing that happened. Because sometimes say, I even forgot. Then you quickly go to the Facebook and scroll and say, I got the date. That's that date. Some people want to have it as a record. And some others would say, let it be like a cloud of witness. Let other people see that something exactly happened on that particular day.
Yes.
But I also know that some people do not like to celebrate. Do you have reasons to that? Yeah.
Well, maybe some people feel like the celebration is unearned. Maybe they feel as though they didn't do enough that was worthy of celebration. Maybe they come from a culture or a family that doesn't usually celebrate things, so then they're not used to it when they grow up. There could be a lot of reasons.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Like if they don't have the traditional belief or cultural sense to do that kind of celebration, you cannot just wake up one day and say, okay, let me begin to celebrate.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I also think that some people actually are shy because the celebrations kind of brings a kind of attention to the individual that is celebrating. And some people who are shy or introvert, they don't want to be involved in such a thing. Like a friend of mine where I work, she said, I just graduated from my university. So I was saying, great. So you're going to have your graduation? She said, no, I don't want to be part of it. I don't want any celebration. I said, why? She said, no, I'll think about it. But right now, she's not interested. So I feel that she's a kind of shy person. So she doesn't want all this attention thrown at her. Yeah,
very possible.
Yeah, so that could be a reason. And some people also say that, when they celebrate, like the story in the Bible about King Herod, that sometimes something bad may happen. So some people are scared. I don't want anything bad to happen to me. But are you King Herod? So you have to ask yourself. It doesn't mean that if something happened to somebody, then it's going to happen to you. God forbid. Absolutely. So we are not King Herod. Yeah. So that can be something else. And what I want to say is that in this celebration, what actually transpires? Do we actually give God the glory, or we are just, siphoning everything, taking everything in to ourselves? How do you see it?
Well, I think there has to be a balance of that, right? So anytime you're doing something, right, it's like St. Paul said, Apostle Paul, that what have you done that isn't given to you? Or what do you have that isn't that isn't been given by God, right? What do you have that you have not received?
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
everything that we have done is because of God. And I think there's another passage in Isaiah that says, Lord, you have accomplished all that we have done. So there is that sense that we have, achieved something, but we've achieved it because of the gifts and because of the grace that God has given to us. And we're working through that grace to be able to achieve. So if the celebration has that in mind, then I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as, God is recognized throughout from the beginning, middle, and end of that process.
Yeah, that's a very good one. Yeah, so I always like to have maybe 1 or 2 scriptures from the Bible. We could just quickly go to John chapter 2, verses
Sure.
1 to 2.
John chapter 2, 1 to 2 says, And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, They have no wine. Jesus said to her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother said to the servants, Whatsoever he says to you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus said to them, Fill the water pots with water. And they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, Draw it now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it.
Good.
And when the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and didn't know where it came from, but the servants who drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and said to him, Every man at the beginning sets forth good wine, and when the men are well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now.
Yes, good. That's a great testimony. So I'm just trying to draw out there that even Jesus Christ, who came from God, or the Son of God, was invited, to a kind of celebration, a feast, a marriage feast. And he did not just turn it down, right? So if you are free, it's good. No matter your position or status in society, it's still good to celebrate. And another point I want to bring out there was that even though he was at that feast or at that party, he did not just siphon the joy. He did not just enjoy alone. Or what do you think?
Well, all of them were there, right? Jesus was there, the mother of Jesus was there, the disciples were there. And he said when they wanted wine. So it's not even necessarily Jesus who was the first to say, okay, they have no wine. It's the other people that approached the mother of Jesus saying, look, the wine is out. We want to continue the celebration, to be enjoying it.
Yes, thank you. So that is a very good point. So what I'm trying to bring out there, in addition to what you just said, is that he had he participated in a grandiose way, so to speak. He was not just docile, just sitting there. Nobody had nobody could identify or know that he was present, right? He was actively participating. So when we go for celebrations, it's good for us to actively participate. In what way? He influenced the people positively. He brought joy, not just to himself by enjoying himself. He also brought joy to the people, because the governors and the participants, they were all very pleased at what transpired. So that's a good thing. So in my own opinion, I think it's a good thing to celebrate, but what do you do in the celebration is what matters. Do you give God the glory, or do you just ascribe all the glory to yourself? Do you impact others positively? Like some people, they say maybe during their birthday or any celebration, they try to reach the underprivileged to have an influence or impact in the lives of others, not just for yourself. Do you have anything to summarize?
I think that's all good points, and I think that as long as Christ is involved in that, how that looks like may vary from person to person, right? Different people have different ways of showing that. But I think what's most important is that there is that recognition, right? Even if it's something as simple as a prayer, let's say if it's a birthday party, you could pray before starting the birthday, pray that everything goes well, and be thankful. Thanksgiving is another form of prayer as well, right? You're thanking God for what you've done. That's bringing God into it. You're not just saying, oh, it's by my own achievement or by my own thing. I didn't need anybody else. I'm not going to give gratitude to anybody else. No, you acknowledge God through that thanksgiving. That's also another way of bringing God and Christ even into the celebration. So there's different ways that it can be done, but most importantly is that there is some recognition of that, because without him, we can do nothing.
That's good. Without him, we can do nothing. And that's why the scripture says, Lord, teach me how to number my days, that I might apply my hearts unto wisdom. Yes. Thank you very much for listening today, for sharing your we would get to meet you some other time very shortly. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye for now.